I was fortunate to get my first set of turntables from my friend and mentor named Sergio. And they weren't Technics 1200s, they were SLD 202s, which was another direct drive turntable system that Panasonic had made via the Technics brand. A little bit smaller, less deep of a pitch. I don't think they had really gotten to the point where they were doing what they had done with the 1200 yet. But it had a little toggle for 33 and 45, and the pitch was like a little scroll wheel on the front. I still have those wheels to this day in my house. One of them's actually at the Smithsonian right now. But my first set of wheels that belonged to me was a pair of Technics SLD 202s. Serge was also ill with the graph and the plastic covers. The entire top was just blown out with paint. Nothing legible, just designs, and I still have them at my house to this day. Getting my first set of turntables that actually belonged to me was another gift from the same gentleman, Sergio. Just thank God for that dude. You know, it was a real blessing to have him around and have him pass me his wheels that he wasn't using anymore. Now, out of the clear blue sky, I got my own turntables in the crib. My record collection is growing, partially because I'm stealing records from my sister, and partially because it's just the way things were going at the time. You know, that was what we did, was buy records when we had free time and a couple of dollars to spend. You know, we would try to catch as many 12s and albums as we possibly could. And I also remember that Christmas, I got that big ass gold Gemini mixer. The long shit was like a mile fucking long with the gooseneck, with the big gooseneck plant in the top, a big ass EQ. Fader was like 2 years long. I put a lot of miles on that mixer, beat up a lot of Pickering needles over the course of the rest of high school, or all of high school, because I was in 8th grade at the time. Man, I didn't get my first pair of actual Technics 1200s until I was, 16, I believe. I was 16 when I got my first pair, and they were hand-me-downs. We weren't exactly in a position to be buying $300 turntables. You know, we would like to think we had $1 million talent, but, you know, we were just some kids b-boying, trying to have some fun, trying to stay away from guns and all the drama that's in the street, you know. So DJing, b-boying, graph, MCing, that was, next to basketball, that was our avenue out. It was always somebody's big brother or somebody's uncle who saw what we were trying to do and just threw us a bone. I bought my first pair of Technics 1200s from my sophomore high school science teacher, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott used to DJ all the high school parties. I bought a big ass pair of Electro Voice box speakers with the horns on the top and the big woofer turned backwards in the bottom. I bought those from Mr. Scott, and I bought a pair of 12s from him at the same time. And no more 202s after that. Put the 202s on ice. So yeah, in my high school in Lakewood, New Jersey, there was a lot of upperclassmen. When I was a freshman, there were a lot of upperclassmen who were incredible DJs. From Bassie, Scorpio, Reality, Divine, my man Sergio. In my age group, you had Mike Nice, Supreme, myself, Doug Logan. So just on a tenure level, they were the ones that were getting past those opportunities. When Mr. Scott wasn't rocking, all those guys were rocking. Me, Mike Nice, Supreme, cats in my age group, we followed up behind them. When them dudes graduated and moved on, that job became ours, just because we were those kids, you know. The art of apprenticeship was still an enormous component of the culture at the time. So they had groomed us enough to be ready. We had played enough block parties and enough middle school parties and Sadie Hawkins dances that we finally got our opportunity. So it was like a farm system, you know what I'm saying? We were the little kids that were carrying crates for them when they were freshmen. By the time they were seniors, they were the man. We were just trying to follow suit, you know, just playing our position and waiting for our opportunity. And as soon as those guys moved on from high school, all them jobs was ours. We took them all.